It's time to hit the track then, as we embark upon another thrilling round of Formula One racing at the Algarve International Circuit. Welcome to the Portuguese Grand Prix. 2.9 miles of track at Portimao feature 15 turns, 9 to the right and 6 to the left. A lot going on at this track, a lot of elevation changes that'll affect the driver's braking and acceleration. Keep an eye out for the DRS zone on the final straight. That'll be the setup for a lot of today's overtaking opportunities.
Good evening, race fans, and good evening, PM10 Racing, who preempted the evening race fan thing. How you doing, buddy? Nice chat earlier. Right, where are we at? Well, this is Thursday, this is Smoking Pirellis, and this is the season finale. We are at Portimao for the final race of this season. We have already crowned ourselves a champion, both in the Constructors and the Drivers' Championships. But that doesn't mean there aren't still places. Whose voice has changed? My voice has changed? Yeah, just a bit. That doesn't mean that there aren't still places up for grabs. There are still places up for grabs. Abso-freaking-lutely there is. So, let's have a little looky-see, without further ado, what happened last week at Bahrain. Rose won 51 points he got last week, and that was enough to secure him the championship. He is now the season champion. Bingham, the great race in the Aston Martin, came home in second. Lilpina in the Mercedes, home in third, makes it in fourth. And Nat Packers in fifth place. Jay Hartnell in sixth. Kumza, my lord, Kumza. In seventh, Blanks was in eighth. Rapid F1 was in ninth. And Andre, whose first name I can't pronounce, was in 10th. And then obviously the rest of the pack. For some reason, Andre got 2 mentions on the leaderboard. Lots of DNFs. Jizzy, of course. Lee Craig, Sagat, Derry. Tony was a DNF. That was his last real opportunity to push for a place in the at the top of the leaderboard, essentially. And Jimmy didn't finish as well. Pink Iron Pro Striker for the IRS drivers did okay, 12th and 13th. Anyway, Drivers' Championship, this is how it finished. Rose absolutely smashed it. 412 points. That is some championship win, right? Well, the thing is, it was so good, not only did he win the championship, but he brought Red Bull along for the ride for Constructors' Champion. It's a double for the man himself. How's about that then? A double for him. That leaves him, and I'm just making sure I've checked in as a spectator. I've got a feeling, I know I have. Yeah, anyone who's watching Tuesday week will realise I cocked it up. Anyway, AlphaTauri in second. It's still all to play for though, because Alfa Romeo and AlphaTauri on 426 points combined joined the same. So it's a straight out battle today between AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo. It's a battle of the Alphas. How about that shizzle for something to watch out for today? We head over just as qualifying's loading, because my timing is utterly brilliant. There we go. Look at that. Look at my timing getting into the room. You couldn't have timed that any better, Andy. I know. I couldn't have done. I don't know why it looks like the screen's not reaching properly. Give me a sec. I've had to fiddle around with this a couple of times today. It's been messing me around. That's where it should be. No, it's not. Nearly there. Talk amongst yourselves while I adjust your set. There we go. Done. It is now actually in the right place. Look at that. Look at that for absolute perfect timing. We'll have a little run through who's out there today. We've got some, obviously we've got some stuff going on. What do you say? What do you say, Samuel?
Everybody strap in!
And happy season finale to you as well, Nat. Why are you racing? I was going to ask why you weren't racing. I did finally get to play Chuckle's special thingy. I don't know if you noticed, Paul, you didn't watch yesterday on Tuesday, did you, mate? You know Chuckle Brothers that races on a Tuesday? I made him this every time he does a lap. Turning it off anyway, because he's not here today. But congratulations, actually, we should have left it on, because he is actually the Tuesday champion, the Tuesday season champion. Yeah, awesome for him. Even though him and Skills Dan, who is running today, had a massive smash near the end, which basically handed Skills Dan and his Red Bull team, I think 7 Constructors' Championships in a row now for Skills Dan. It's shockingly good. Anyway, to you, absolutely, yeah. To you. It's a shame they can't change liveries on their cars. And I need to turn it up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, shame they can't change liveries on the cars here, because then the two Chuck brothers could have, to me and to you, on their cars as a kind of tribute to each other. Wouldn't that be cool? Just adjusting slightly, because it's slightly out. Don't know why it's decided to start putting a board around every bloody thing I put up there, and it's so annoying, so incredibly annoying. Oh, I think I've solved it. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I want my track map up so I can see who is crashing and who is not. How annoying is that? It's just cut off for you guys. I think I need to adjust. I hope you all like the newfangled, what's it called, overlay that I've done for the F1. It's not quite so popular in GT7. I think we can stay with the old one on GT7, but these guys like this. Moy Cully has decided he wants nothing to do with this session because it's already disqualified, although it's not showing up on the other areas. Yeah, so Moy Cully, no interest at all in qualifying here. Will start from the rear of the back. Right, so Ilpina in the Mercedes-Benz is out. Curry in the McLaren is not. Comzar in the AlphaTauri. That's one of the teams involved in that battle for second in the Constructors' Championship. So good result needed from Comzar today. There is your champion. Champion. Oh, it was the wrong one. Wrong one. He's only gone and cocked it up. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Rose is your series champion. But for some reason he's not qualifying either. So we're looking at blanks in the Alfa Romeo. Who should we go on board with? Who shall we do a hot lap with? Let's do a hot lap with blanks in the Alfa Romeo, because they're involved in that race for second in the Constructors' Championship. So it'd be interesting to see how that pans out. Portugal, really interesting track, really complicated track. I mean, the undulation, you can see here, it's up and down, up and down, up and down, as makes here, puts it at 118.0 to go on pole. Pro Striker 118.8, 8/10 back. So here we go, round this final turn here, and it's a long, well, it's not the final turn, it's the penultimate turn. But then you have the final turn, which is a long sweeping right-hander. DRS detection is first, and round blanks will come, and up over this little hill, and then head down towards turn 1. Dusty Fakes with a 117.8 is on pole. Let's get rid of all of this, and let's just watch the beauty. As he sweeps round to the right-hand side, again to the right, and again to the right, coming back on themselves. And before they get on the power, you can see how the road rises and curves off to that left-hand side, a little banking there, just giving you a little bit of impetus around the corner. And then one more to the left. Are you just randomly saying, oh no, you typed nothing. I'm assuming you typed some sort of picture because I didn't get it. Then, I forgot where we are. Oh, there we are. Turning around to the right side again. You can see the undulation of the track. You can't see what's ahead. You have to be so careful around there, because you could be behind a car and not realise the other side of that hill. They are a lot bigger, these crests and waves, than you think. Again, this is another unsighted corner. You could quite easily come around here and smash into the back of a stricken car and find yourself just as dead as they are. Last couple of corners coming up, and then it's straight away run to the end to get all the plaudits and get all the applause, and everyone says thank you very much for coming and praises your name. Crosses the line. Is it quick? The answer to that question is no, not at all. No, I'm joking, of course. It's a 1:17.8. It's enough. It's good enough for the front row. Of course, it's a good lap. I was joking, my friend. That's the bonus one. There we go.
I think I missed something.
See, right, you may have heard me talk about my bloody phone, right? My completely rubbish, non-working phone that only ever talks back to me whenever I'm broadcasting, for no apparent reason. I reckon my phone wants to be a dual broadcaster with me. But it can fuck off because it doesn't work the rest of the time. So Dusty Fakes is on the front row alongside Blanks, both 1:17.8, 1:17.8.3, 1:17.8.7. Skills Dan, runner-up on Tuesday and the Constructors Champion for Tuesday, is 1:17.9. That's heading up row 3 with Makes It row 2 with Makes It alongside. Makes It and Comzar are AlphaTauri teammates, and if they finish in this position, they will steal second place in the Constructors Championship. Tyler in the Alpine and Curry in the McLaren, currently sitting 6th and 7th. Jay Hartnell with a 1:18.7 is in 8th and has Grog just behind on row 5. Although Grog is now further down, Jay Hartnell joins them on row 5 as Rapid F1 demonstrates why it should have been a shoe-in for somewhere in that top 3, but it just didn't work for them this season. But a 1:17.9.65 for Rapid F1. Just Ilpina, Pink Eye and Jinxie, or Jizzy, and I've got something for you, Jizzy. That was a bit anti-climax because I meant to do this. There you go, just for you, Jizzy. You have no idea how much time of my day I wasted on that. Much more time than it was worth. I can tell you that. So, Pink Eye. Oh, it does make me giggle. I must have heard that 100 times today and it still makes me giggle. Pink Eye leads the way, 1:17.5, and sits on pole position alongside... Seriously, it's not even that funny. Alongside Dusty Fakes. Blanks and Skills down on row 2. Rapid F1 and Makes It R on row 3. Nat Packers with a 1:18.4. Nat Packers, of course, is that one. On row 4, alongside Comzar. Comzar really hoping for some good points, but obviously it's going to be it's not going to be hard not getting involved there. You might do a lap, might not. I think you should, and I will play your theme tune all the way around. Do a lap and I'll play your theme tune over the top with your little jizzy pick. Tyler and Curry on row 5. Jay Hartnell and Grog on row 6. Pro Striker and Tony, who is 3rd in the championship with a 1:19.4. I did forget to mention that Nat Packers is 2nd in the championship, and I think is safely in 2nd as well. I don't think Nat Packers can get caught. No, she can't. Unless, of course, she doesn't finish and Tony scores 100 points or something crazy. Ilpina on the outlap now hopefully will set a nice hot lap for us. And Jizzy is still sitting in the pits contemplating whether to do a lap or not. I think you should because, yeah, why not? And Comzar demonstrates why they think AlphaTauri is going to take 2nd in the Constructors by putting that car on pole with a 1:17.4. And there is a Ferrari not on the correct part of the racetrack. You can't park that there, son. I do have a thing for it, but I can't bother to change the page. Can't be bothered to change the page. So it comes off from Pink Eye now on the first row. Tyler and Dusty Fakes on row 2. Blanks and Skills Dan on row 3. Rapid F1 Makes It row 4. And row 5 is Nat Packers and Curry. That rounds out your top 10. Everyone else needs to buck up their ideas a little bit. This is a season finale. Give us something to shout about. Everybody do a sub 1:18 lap. Immediately go. You done it yet? You clearly haven't. No. It's awful, isn't it? well, what can we say? Yeah, that was a good solid lap from Comsar, actually. Comsar's teammate is where? Makes it is there. Second row. So, 2 AlphaTauris in the top 4. Where are the Alfa Romeos? Well, there's one. That's Blanks in 6th place on row 3. And the other is KVI Tony back in 14th with a 1:19.4. Look, Tony's quicker than that. Not third in the championship because they qualify regularly in 14th place. They're third in the championship because they put in the shift and get some good times in. But you've got to get it done. You've got to get up there if you want to help your team steal second in the Constructors' Championship. Yes, admittedly, it's not first, but you don't want to be third if you can be second, do you? Who wants to be third if they could be second? Jizzy's still not coming out. I think he's just can't be bothered. Jizzy's attitude to qualifying is my attitude to talking to people on the street. Most human beings, to be fair. Yeah, I really can't be asked with all that. Comes off from Blanks now. Blanks up onto the front row. So that is a really, really good time from the Alfa Romeo. So if it stays this way, it's going to be a straight shootout between the top 2 for Constructors. Obviously the other 2 might have something to say about it. It makes it stays in 5th and Tony doesn't improve. That might have something to do with it. Ilpina's still not coming out. Jizzy's still not coming out. It's just unacceptable behaviour from these guys. There is Tony out. He comes now. Tony. A very original picture of a toe and a knee. Although that could be a thumb, to be fair. In fact, it looks more like a thumb than one of my toes. But there is Ilpina still not coming out. Actually going back into the pits. Sorry, that was Tony going into the pits. Ilpina's still in there. Hasn't come out at all yet. Pro Striker 118.1, the first car outside those 117s. So at the moment, 1 second separates Comsar in the pole position from Grog in 11th. 10 cars all within 1 second of each other. That is a human centipede we'd love to see. 10 people all attached, anus to mouth, all the way down. 10 strong. Thing is, I watched that film and I couldn't watch the second one, so I don't know why I'm talking about wanting to watch 10 of them in a row, because it's nuts. Is Comsar going to go any quicker? Does Comsar need a bit of a cushion? It's only 7 thousandths of a second that separate Comsar and Blanks at the moment from who sits on the top of the tree. And now Comsar will want to make sure that AlphaTauri stays ahead of the Alfa Romeo and make sure that they gain those extra points. Coming down to start a super hot lap is Comsar. Can they improve on a 17.4? That's the big, big question. Are they going quickly? I want to have a look at this, the lap data, because then we'll get a better idea. So no green or purple that time for Comsar, but it wasn't red either, so I'm wondering if track limits have been abused, and that's why we didn't get no data, man. Curry, is Curry going quickly? Let's have a little looky, see. Curry coming round, it's round turn 2 into turn 3 right now. Through the DRS detection zone. There's a yellow flag. That looks to me that as the only person on the racetrack there at the moment is Comsar. That's Comsar getting off the track and abusing those track limits. Right, everyone's going to jump out soon because it's 3 minutes and 52, 51, 50 seconds of qualifying remaining. They've got to do about a 1 minute 30 out lap. They're not going to be driving at these kind of crazy speeds. They're going to be warming their tyres up and saving their ERS and everything for that big one hot lap push. But out they come, and they're going to try and set the best possible lap they can. It is last chance saloon for everybody. Ilpina and Jizzy have decided they want nothing to do with qualifying. Alexei, what does that mean? Yeah, whatever that means, I totally agree with you. Everything you just said. Thank you for joining me, of course. Did Curry go quicker? Well, Curry's got, let's say, is that green sector for Curry? Looks like it could well be a green sector. but coming into the pit, so it wasn't setting a hot lap at all. Awful performance then. Right, so who is not out? Pretty much everyone. I think they are properly leaving it to the last minute. Grog, Jay Hartnell, Tony, all on an out lap. Ilpina finally out doing a lap. What happened to Moy Cully? Moy Cully parked the car up right at the beginning of qualifying. And was parked in a dangerous place and got disqualified from the qualifying session. For whatever reason that might be. I don't know why they parked up their car. They may have been answering a phone or having a poo, or I don't know. But as it turns out, they pay no part in qualifying and will start from the very, very back of the grid. So an enormous amount of work for Moy Cully to do in this race here today at Portimao. KVI Tony not improved on that 1:19.4 just yet, but is now on a hot lap, and this is their last opportunity. The guy that sits currently third in the championship, I think will stay third. I don't think Tony can get caught. Sitting third in the championship, DRS wide open and hot-footing it down to try and improve on that 1:19. Oh, it's free finish flag emojis, okay. That's why I only got the Fifi. I didn't actually see the Finnish flag. And when you say Finnish flag, I'm assuming you mean the flag of Finland and not the black and white flag you get when you finish the race. Boom, boom, I'm here a week.
My dog stepped on a bee.
That is the face you just pulled when I told that joke, wasn't it? I apologise if it sounds like I'm losing my voice, because I actually am. I think I've picked up some sort of bug because, obviously I gave up smoking. February in no, we're not in February, we're in March, so over 2 months ago, and I've not coughed much, and it's been I've not got out of breath going up the stairs or waving hello to my neighbours where I've given up smoking, but it's been I found it quite difficult today. It was like I'd smoked 40,000 last night, and I was trying to remember at what stage I went out and did that, but it turns out I've got some sort of cough or something, because I nearly coughed a lung out of my nose this morning. Komzar still leads away. It's a 14-4-4. Sorry, it's a 17-4-4. Lead from Blanks on the front row. Pink Eye and Tyler on row 2. Yilpina, who's playing no more part in this qualifying. Oh my days, Tyler. And only one thing that we can say for that is...
You can't park that there, mate.
Yeah, so, no, you can't park that there. Absolutely correct. So, comes on, Blanks, it's Pink Eye and Tyler. Ilpina and Dusty Fakes. Makes it a rapid F1 on row 4. Row 5 is KVI Tony. Did improve. Goes sub 1:18. Skills Dan joins him on row 5. Row 6 is Prostituta with Guri, who has done. They're finished. Finito. Nat Packers and Grog on row 7. That is not a Nat Packers representative time. But those two Haas drivers hanging out together in 13th and 14th. Jay Hartnell in 15th, Rose 16th. Jizzy did not come out and set a lap because Jizzy is a lazy guy. You know why Jizzy didn't set a lap? Jizzy was too busy doing this. Oh yeah, it's not Ilpina, it's Overpina, isn't it? Well, to be fair, it doesn't say Overpina, does it? It says Ilpina. But to be fair, I should remember it's Overpina. We had a whole conversation about this last week when you corrected me, and I still got it wrong. Anyway, so Pink Eye on pole position. That's a 1:17.8. That's a great lap from Pink Eye to pull that out of the bag right at the last. Komzar blanked out, so probably not going quick enough to improve, but is on the front row. Blanks and makes it on row 2 with Tyler and Skills Dan on row 3, and we'll do a full rundown. And let's see if we can get all the cars in before the 30 seconds runs out. I've even got myself like a little county down thingy, I think. Remember where I put it. Got to find my little county down music-y thingy. I can't remember what I've done with it. I've lost it. I've lost it. No, let's not do it because I can't find it. Right, so it is Pink Eye from Komzar. It is Williams and AlphaTauri. It is Blanks and Makes It on row 2. Tyler and Skills down row 3. Overpina Dusty Fakes on row 4. Prostituta Rapid F1. They round out that top 10. 10 on row 5. Tony and Curry on row 6. Row 7 is Grog and Nat Packers. Jay Hartnell and Jinxie are row 8. Row 9 is Rose, who doesn't set time, and Moy Cully, who didn't even do a qualifying out lap, let alone an in lap. Pina DNF quizás. What does that mean? DNF quizás. Teach me a Finnish swear word. Teach me how to say something rude in Finnish. But spell it phonetically, because I'm an idiot. I'm actually not. No, I am an idiot, to be fair. Only an idiot in his mid-40s would shout at YouTube instead of talking to his family. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So we are pretty much ready to go. Just waiting for everyone to load in and we can get cracking on with this. I didn't even plan that to be perfectly timed, but it was. How cool was that? It was so perfectly timed that I forgot to turn the microphone back on. Excuse me. So here we go. This is your final, your very, very final formation lap of the season here. And we're going to finish out at Portugal. If you're just joining us, and hello to the 10 people that are watching, have you got nothing better to do than listen to a fat bald man shout for an hour? Clearly not, but welcome. Anyway, we are with Smoking Pirellis. This is Thursday night, Tier 1. We've already crowned our champion. Our champion is Rose, starting 17th on the grid, as if he's some kind of... I'll let someone else have a go this time. He's also one half, along with Dusty Fakes, of the Constructors' Champions. At least I think they can't be caught. I look pretty freaking stupid if they don't win it, wouldn't I? But we'll see. So, Pink Eye leads the way. We'll be on the front row with Comzar. Blanks in the Alfa Romeo. Right behind Comzar. They're going to be battling it out for a place in the Constructors' Championship above or beyond each other. Because at the moment, they're on even Steven points. Makes here with Comzar is going to be helping shut out Blanks. And in a minute, Blanks is in sandwiched between those two Alpha Tauris. That's the wrong direction, makes here. The racetrack goes the other way. That way. Come on. That's it. Correct. Should have gone to spectators. Oh, that's what I need. Should have gone to spectators. Vitu Satana Percole. Vitu Satana Percole. What does that mean? Tyler and Skills down on row 3 while I'm finding out what I just said to the world. Ilpina and Dusty Fakes on row 4. Pro Striker Rapid F1. There is 3. That's not very rude, is it? Anyway, let's go on board with runner-up from Tuesday, Skills Dan, in 6th place in the Aston Martin. We will see these lights go on. There'll be 5 of them, and here we go. Everyone is in their box. Everyone is ready. We've got 18 runners. That's 2, that's 3, that's 4, that's 5 lights. They go out, and away we go. And the Aston Martin gets a little bit bogged down on the line, doesn't get the greatest of starts, but does hold off any challenge from behind. Although into turn 1, this could be a different story. Little bit wide goes the Alpine, couple of cars going wide at the back. KVI Tony, one of them, Jay Hartnell, another one of them, but we are through safely. Nobody's dead, and there we go. So Pink Eye leads the way from Makesir. Blanks in third, Tyler in fourth. Let's find out what tyres people have got on. That's what tyres they are running. So Jizzy is going for one of those kind of first to last scenarios on the soft compound tyres. That's what Jizzy's going for, one of them today. Full of excitement. You're not going to get any more of that. It's vulgar and disgusting. So yes, on the soft compound tyres and trying to make some big moves forward. A lot of cars starting on the hard compound tyres, with the exception of Moikulli in 17th, Rapid F1 down in 14th, and Tyler and Blanks in third and second, and Blanks in the Alfa Romeo, setting his stall out very early on. Wants to make it clear to the two AlphaTauris that the intention is for Tony to catch up at some stage and them to take that second place in the Constructors' Championship. It is Pink Eye leading from Blanks. They're 1 and 2. Tyler in third. Makesir is in fourth place. Komzar in fifth. Skills Dan just behind in sixth. Not 1 minute 23 seconds back as it would suggest. Dusty Fakes has Overpina just behind. 1.9 seconds behind it says. But I don't think the gap's quite that large, to be honest. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. What do I know? Grog is running in 9th place in Haas. There's quite a long train here that when we do get DRS, you're going to have Overpina essentially providing a nice long train for everybody back to Moikulli. And Rapid F1 culminates a season that has been one to forget with another DNF. I think Rapid F1 will be very happy to see the back of season 7 because it's not been all that rosé. See what I did there? Just see what I did there. He is indeed 18th place. 18th place. It's to be fair, I think it's time to change the name from Rapid F1 to Dimph. Turned up to the F1 and went home early. Yeah, time for Rapid F1 to change that name to, turned up to the F1 and went home early. Jizzy is in 17th place on the soft compound tyres and 5.5 seconds back. How can you be that far back when you're on the best tyres? Because you spend too much time doing that. Pink Eye also out of the race. That is a blow. What it is for Pink Eye. It's pretty good news for Blanks though, because Blanks has taken the lead of this race over Tyler, and that's going to be some big juicy points in that battle in the Constructors' Championship to finish this season off. So full rundown is Blanks from Tyler. It is half a second, 1 second back to Makesir, who's got Komzar right there with them. And to be fair, they finish where they are now. And Tony finishes where they are now. I think they're going to nab that second position in the Constructors' Championship. Skills, Dan, skills. He's in the Aston Martin. He's back in fifth. He's only half a second back from Komzar. And out of the DRS range of Dusty Fakes. There are 2 DRS zones here. That's Portimao. Pro Striker Prostituter is fastest person on the track, but it doesn't matter how quick you are if you are 14th. Overpina is in 7th, 4.1 seconds back, and heads up what is proving to be a sort of slipstream and DRS train of Grog. Eventually Tony even gets squeezed in there. The current champion, Rosa, and no way is Jizzy out of this race already. It's a travesty. I tell you. We've already had 3 retirements. We're on lap 4 of 33 laps here at Portimao, and we've only got 15 drivers left on the track. At this rate, We'll all be going home by the time it's lap 20. We'll just be packing up with bits of broken carbon fibre in our bags and bandages on our faces because everybody's dead, Dave. Who gets the reference? I don't think there's many people that are going to get that reference. Everybody's dead, Dave. Even Kachansky. Yes, Dave. Everybody's dead, Dave. Komzar, second. Makes it third. I don't know what happened to Blanks, but they're not in the lead anymore. They're down in 6th place, 1.2 seconds behind Dusty Fakes. So Tyler leads the way now. It's Tyler's turn to lead for a lap before they drop down the order or do not finish. Whatever floats your boat. Let's have a look who's the big gainer. Blanks has got a purple lap. And I'll tell you what, if Jizzy carries on with this, something else is going to be purple. Such a fucking child. Such a child. It's not what I wanted. I'll put it up anyway, but it's not what I wanted. Let me never be accused of being a professional. Okay? Let's be clear. That's not what I'm here for. So, places gained. Tyler's done pretty well. 4 places gained already. We're only on lap 5 of 33. Then we look at Komzar. Komzar started second, is still second. You can't really complain about that. No better and no worse than qualifying. Make says gained a place up 1 to 3rd. Skills Dan gained 2. Was 6 on the grid, now second as Tyler puts in the fastest lap of the race from the lead. A 1:21.0. Dusty Fakes 3 places gained up to 5th. And a few of those have made their places at the expense of Blanks, who had made the lead of this race, is now down to 6th position. But Rose, the champion, the constructors champion, the drivers champion, the champions champion, he is leading the charge through the field. He's made 10 places already, and we're on lap 6. So is he going for that big charge for one of those first to last crazy videos? Boomexia. I love that word, Boomexia. It sounds filthy. Do you want to come back to mine and Boomexia? Yeah, no thanks. Over Peanut in 8th place, half second back from Rose, as Rose chases down Blanks. Over Peanut is only 6/10 back, lost a place though, down in 8th. KVR Tony, currently 3rd in the championship, has gained 2 positions up to 9th place. Grog, yeah boy, or yeah doy, 1 second back, 3 places gained for Grog in 10th. Prostituta has lost 2 places, down into 11th position. Out of that top 10, they go in the Fezzer. Curry qualified in 12th. Fantastic job, has stayed in 12th. And got Natpackers, who's lost 1 position. Gained 1 position. I was going to say, how can they have lost a position and been behind someone who hasn't gained or lost anything? Natpackers has gained a position up to 13th in the Haas. Yes, in the Haas. Moikuli in 14th place, 7.7 seconds back, and 15 seconds back to Jay Hartnell in the Alpine. So Tyler in the other Alpine leads away. It's a massive Alpine sandwich. And in the Alpine sandwich, they've got lots of things. They've got some makes here, they've got some Skills Dan, they've got some Tony Grog, some curry sauce. Can't believe I had that lined up for me. Some Natpackers, and then you've just got Jay Hartnell and Tyler as the 2 bits of Alpine bread either side of every other driver. But let's face it, Tyler is at the moment stonking away in the lead, and that 4.2 second lead is just at the moment seems to be unassailable by anybody else because it's just opening right out. They're on the medium compound tyres. A lot of the cars around them are on the hards, and we'll run that a little bit longer. Strangely, we've had 3 retirements for this race already and no safety car. Commentator's curse, of course, because now I've said it, we're going to get it, ain't we? So Komzar holding off their teammate Makes but this is where they need to work together, because while they stay there, they guarantee that they will leapfrog Alfa Romeo in the Constructors' Championship. No two ways about it. That's all they got to do. Finish there. They take second in the Constructors' Championship. Everyone applauds and then immediately forgets who they are because they didn't win it. But at least they'll remember, like, briefly that they were second. Ahead of Skills Down. Skills Down is keeping Dusty Fakes at bay. 0.4 of a second behind those two Alpha Tauris. But he's himself 0.6 behind them. And 0.4 behind, or ahead of, should I say, Dusty Fakes in the Red Bull. The other Red Bull, of course. We'll say the other Red Bull. Technically, it's the lead Red Bull because the other Red Bull's got Rose in it, and they have they are double teaming the Alfa Romeo of Blanks, who really needs to make up some positions here to put the frighteners on Comsart and make it, who at the moment can just take it easy and nick another place in the Constructors' Championship. Sorry about that. Big massive yawn. No apparent reason other than because I can. There is your current champion. All the applause, all the plaudits. Every single race he has gone full. And just sent it in every single lap. And that is why he is now the champion. But currently running in 7th with, of course, 10 places gained. Dusty Fakes losing out to Blanks. Blanks making the move. Does Blanks make it stick? Blanks does make it stick. It's very sticky. It's sticky. And Blanks up to 5th place. Now hunting down after Skills Dan. Overpina in 8th with Tony 4.6 seconds back in the other Alfa Romeo. They're on the hard compound tyre, so they will run longer and deeper into this race than those running the softer medium compound tyre. Nobody is left out there on the softs. It was only Jizzy. Jizzy was soft. But he's crashed out this race now in 16th position. Pro Striker is behind Grog, who is 3.8 seconds back from Tony and rounding out the top 10 at the moment in the Haas. There is Pro Striker in the Ferrari. The Ferrari 4.3 seconds Pro Striker is behind Grog, and 6.5 seconds ahead of Curry, who's currently in the McLaren and picking up penalties for taking the piss with the track limits. Nat Packers in the other Haas, not having the sort of race you'd expect from someone who finished second in the Drivers' Championship. Clearly she's driving for herself today. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I'm a terrible person. Moi Cooley is in fun. I really am a terrible person. I can't believe I made a women drivers joke. Moi Cooley in 14th place and currently 8.7 seconds behind Nat Packers, who is a woman and a wonderful driver, of course. Jay Hartnell, 13 seconds behind Moi Cooley. And bringing up the rear at the moment, we've lost Jizzy, Pink Eye, and Rapid F1. Three things that don't really go together. Rapid Jizzy, you can get Pink Eye. A doctor said so, so it must be true. Tyler leading the way still, holding that 4.5 second lead over Comsar. And seems quite happy to leave it like that without pushing too hard. When you've got that kind of lead, it's very easy to kind of settle into the race and just allow your rhythm to keep you going. Even if you gain making small gains, then that's what's important. You don't need to go hell for leather at this stage and disappear 25 seconds up the road. You know, look after your fuel, look after your tyres. You might be able to take it a little bit longer. You're not having to worry about defending. You are 4.8 seconds clear, so you really can pick your lines around this racetrack and just put it where you want to put it and how you want to do it, and just take it easier through the corners and not to put too much load through the tyres, and certainly be able to lift and coast and look after your fuel, and that just gives you more advantage later on in the race. Comsar's pulled out a little bit of a gap from Makes. It's only 0.8 of a second, the gap at the moment, but it was a lot closer than that. No longer is it a lot closer than that though. makes it is sticking with their teammates. It does have DRS. Comsar will literally just be pulling a little train of cars along. And that train of cars, all with DRS behind Comsar, makes it Skills Dan, Blanks, Dusty Fakes, Rose, and Overpina back in 8th place. So that's quite a lot of cars that Comsar is giving up some free slipstream with a bit of nice tidy DRS too. Tony, currently 3rd in the championship in the Alfa Romeo, is currently running 9th, 5 seconds back from Overpina. No pressure behind from Grog because that gap is 7.6 seconds as Pro Striker picks up a 3-second time penalty for ignoring the warnings, and the warnings were don't go on the red or the green bit or the brown bit, stay on the black bit, and he ignored it and now has a penalty, and it's thoroughly deserved for not listening with the ears. Pro Striker 3.7 seconds back. Then it's Curry 8.1, 11.1 seconds to Nat Packers, who's decided to go really, really slowly today. Moy Cooley started from the back, so it's always going to be an uphill struggle in that Fezzer. And Jay Hartnell 12 seconds to the rear, with Jizzy, Pink Eye, Rapid F1 all seeking medical attention for the warts growing on their back. Listen, I didn't give them the warts. I just report the news. Tyler is still in this race. The gap is 4.5 seconds. It's still really, really comfortable. Comms are not closing significantly. 20 laps remaining here at Portimao, and this is the uppy and downiest. I couldn't think of a better word to describe it. The uppy and downiest race course on the circuit. On the the F1 circuit, not just like this circuit. That would be ridiculous. And you know what I mean by up and down, the undulations in the track, the little hillocks and hills and dips and that kind of thing. It's just it makes it tricky because it affects your braking, it affects where you can accelerate, it affects your turning. It has all sorts of adverse effects on the vehicle you're driving. That's basically how it does it. Right, you want to see Overpina? There you can. There is Overpina in the Mercedes-Benz. Shall we go on board? Let's do it on board with Overpina in that Mercedes-Benz. Currently running behind Rose, 0.7 of a second. What's going on behind? Absolutely nothing. See it again now. What? So Overpina is quite comfortably chasing this pack. So it's a nice big DRS train that stretches from Comsar in 2nd all the way back to Overpina in 8th place. And it's so difficult when you're at the front of one of those to do anything. But it's also incredibly difficult when you're at the back because everybody in front of you is getting the same benefit that you are from the DRS. I've just dropped my control on the floor right by my foot. Just adjusting myself in my chair. There we go, back with Overpina, sorry about that. So Mercedes-Benz of Overpina running behind Rose, 0.7 of a second, lost a place. Rose's gained 10, but now just settling in into the race behind their teammates, Dusty Fakes. And who's got the fastest lap at the moment? Fastest lap is with Rose, that's a 1 at 20.5. Very, very reasonable, serene lap time for the race, of course. So there we go, nice little lap on board with Overpina, who's doing a good job, keeping the distance to Blanks and Tony behind. Blanks dropping into the pits, of course. So there's the teammate Tony who will go on and continue on the fight. But Blanks coming in, and that is a little early, I think. But clearly going for an undercut. If it was an overcut, they'd be putting afterwards, wouldn't they? Idiots. No, they're going for the undercut in the Alfa Romeo and hoping, of course, that... and this is the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario is you come out on your outlap and there is a safety car and everyone dives in. And that, they all get a nice cheap pit stop and you've paid full price. It's just like when you go to the cinema on a Tuesday and you buy your ticket and then someone has been on the meerkat to get some cheap car insurance and using their Tuesday Meerkat code. And for those of you that don't live in the UK, it's a viral marketing campaign that's been going on for ages from a price comparison website. They basically let you have half-price cinema tickets on a Tuesday, the day when most people that need insurance because they're working are at work, of course, and can't go to the cinema. But I won't point out the flaw in that. So this means, of course, with Tyler into the pits, that comes on, makes it the two AlphaTauris now lead this race, 1 and 2. So the DRS train is going to go back from Comsar through Makes It, through Skills Dan. Rose outside that DRS has created a little train of his own. And we've got the train at the front is led by two AlphaTauris. And oh, the irony of the next 3 cars are Rose and Dusty Fates in the Red Bull. Of course, the big brother team, or big sister team, depending on which way you want to look at it. Or if you want to really be inclusive, the big, the big non-gender specific sibling team of in the way of Red Bull. There we go. Political correctness at its best. So we have Aston Martin running in 3rd. We have a Mercedes-Benz in OP running in 6th. In between them is basically just Team Red Bull. Team Red Bull and Team Red Bull's little sibling. KVI Tony in the Alfa Romeo, 5.6 seconds back, not showing. And you know what? The top 3 in this championship, and this championship's done, by the way. It's finished, finito, gone. Right, are all running outside the top 5. Well, actually, I lied because Rose is in the top 5 now, but almost outside, certainly outside the top 3. Which is where you would expect them to be. But no, you're right, it is a good battle for P2. Skills down just kind of tucked in there. But the benefit of having your teammate with you is that they can give you loads of assistance. Now, Kumzar could, well, look, I assume, might be able to just pull away, but he's helping Makes stay away from Skills Dan to ensure the team finish 1-2. And that would be an awesome performance for 1-2. It would guarantee second in the constructors. But with obviously Rose and Dusty Fates behind in the other Red Bull, or in the actual Red Bulls, not the pretend Red Bulls, they will win that constructors championship and howl it aloft and scream hurrah, or something along those lines. Let's have a look at the back of the pack, because we haven't looked at them for a while. There's Jay Hartnell, 11.2 seconds back, who's had lots of stops. Shall we find out? Not many people have actually stopped. Jizzy did, and then died. Jay Hartnell stopped 11.0 seconds back. Moikuli started right from the back after being disqualified within, well, basically from the moment the lobby loaded. Moikuli is 1.7 seconds back from Nat Packers, but has already been in the pits, so will gain a place or 2 or 3 or 4 even when the pit window opens for everybody else. Nat Packers 1.6 back from Korea, still yet to pit in that Haas, but not looking super racy at the moment. I say that, but I mean the pace is very similar across the board today. Curry running in 13.4 seconds back from Blanks. Because we've had no safety cars yet, we've not seen cars be able to kind of bunch back up to each other. So what you're getting here is a proper spread of motor cars across the racetrack. And it's an organic spread rather than an enforced one. As we see Curry just losing the back end, spinning the back of that McLaren out, and that allows Nat Packers just to slide through into 12th place. Still 15 seconds back from Blankso, which is still quite a lot of work to do. As I think Moikuli is trying to make a move on Curry after Curry had that little incident, but Curry is now back up to speed and should be able to start reopening that gap. 11th place is Blanks. Blanks has stopped already. 2.5 seconds is the current gap to Komzar, who's just come into the pits. Does Komzar come out ahead? No, Komzar does not come out ahead. So the undercut so far has worked, and Blanks is up into that top 10 and ahead of Komzar as Komzar comes out the pits 4.5 seconds back. Pro Striker in 9th place does still need to pit, has penalties. In fact, everybody from you've got Tony, Grog, Pro Striker, Blanks, Komzar, Curry, Moikuli, all carrying penalties into the, well, some into the pit stops and some to the end of the race. And Pro Striker with 18 seconds. As we speak, another 3 seconds added to that, and that will drop them way down, way down. As Nat Packers, I'm sure Nat Packers are just pit because they are now plumb lasticles, and yes, indeed, they have now pit. So Curry running in 12th hasn't pit as yet. Pro Striker in 9th hasn't. Neither has Grog running in 8th, 2.8 seconds clear of Tyler, or behind Tyler, should I say, 3 seconds now behind Tyler, who has stopped, and that's 8.4 seconds. Now everybody ahead is coming in by the looks of it, and you see Tyler just carving through the order as all of those cars in front that decided to stay out longer now come in for their pit stop. We're on lap 20 of 33 here. This is the season finale for Smoking Pirellis in Portimao, the circuit of the Algarve. It is lovely, jubbly and hot, I'm sure. Over Pina stays out, as do the 2 Red Bulls of Rose and Dusty Fakes. And what a thing it would be. What a beautiful thing it would be. Yeah, it is basically like, it's like there's a challenge today. Who can be like Ocon and just rack up the penalties one after the other. So if it finishes as it is, Rose and Dusty Fakes in the lead of this race. Look, face it, the Constructors' Championship's already sewn up, but it's going to be more sewn up. As Rose tucks into the pits, Dusty Fakes stays out for one more lap. And to avoid, of course, the double stack, which wouldn't have worked there. Dusty Fakes would have just been sat in the pits, twiddling their thumbs, waiting for his teammate's car to be serviced correctly. So Overpina still needs to pit as well. Yeah, what a thing it would be if the 3 constructors in the top 3 for the championship finished in like the top 6 spots. That'd be something pretty cool, wouldn't it? As Komzar puts in the fastest lap of the race, having now been in the pits, down in 9th position at the moment. That is Blanks and Grog going at it, down for 7th. Blanks in the Alfa Romeo stays ahead of that Haas. Both got some DRS though, and so it's going to be an interesting fight into what is it, turn 4? Turn 4, yeah, turn 4, because I can count to 4. Yeah, but Blanks does stay ahead. Skills stayed in 6th. Rose back out of the pits in 5th position, behind Makesir and behind Tyler. What's going to be interesting, actually, I mean, it's already interesting that Makesir is already that far ahead of their teammate Komzar. And that, I mean, that could be penalty related, or it could be just bad luck related. But Makesir at the moment is running really, really well, just outside that top 3. And as Dusty Fakes and Overpina go into the pits, where do they come out? This is going to be the big question to ask. Because here comes Tyler. Tyler is going to regain the lead of this race here on lap 22. We're exactly 2/3 into this race. And Tyler regains the lead in the Alpine. Makesir comes through into 2nd position in the Alpha Tauri. Good points for Alpha Tauri so far, ahead of Rose. Rose has worked her way up from the back of the pack into that top 3, like they're not really there. The mark of a true champion is being able to just jump in the car and do that week in, week out, and then still come when you've won the title and do it again. Pro Striker with the fastest lap, it's a 1:19 odd something. Running in 12th place though. Fastest lap's not really very useful to you unless you are in that kind of top running kind of area. And at the moment, Pro Striker is just not far enough up for that to capitalise into anything hugely tangible. Skills down just outside that top 3 by 0.8 of a second. Still hanging on to a potential podium place here. With over Pina 2.8 seconds back. Bit of work to do for the AMG Mercedes Petronas, Expecto Petronas, to get into the top 3. First target, of course, is 2.8 seconds up the road in the shape of Skills Dan. As Rose demonstrates why they're champion by putting in the fastest lap of the race and moving up into second. Next target is 3.4 seconds up the road and is shaped like Tyler. That is the Tyler-shaped Alpine in the lead of this race that's being hunted down by Rose now. Like Rose is a big hungry bear, and Tyler is a jar of honey. Although that bear would have to be Winnie the Pooh, and I'm sure Rose doesn't go out with just a jumper and no pants on. At least not if they don't want to be arrested. They don't. We've lost Jinxie, we've lost Pink Eye, we've lost Rapid F1 from this race. We lost them really early on, and then since then it's all been very, very serene, very quiet, very not crashy, very kind of gentlemanly. Grog is still not been in to the pits. They do realise that there is a place to go and change the tyres, do they not? Someone reminded them that they have to put some new tyres on, maybe. Position changes. Rose, you've got to admire that shizzle. Even if Rose, look, Rose's a champion, so gets the applause and the plaudits, all go his way for winning the championship. 15 places gained. Rose has gained as many places as there are, including him, on the racetrack. Just goes to show the level of ability in Rose. As they've got around, they've now got to chase down Tyler, and that's no mean feat. It's lap 24.33 here at Portimao. We're with Smoking Pirellis and Thursday Tier 1. When's the new season starting, folks? Find out from me, because I really, really want to know. Well, yes, so do I. So shall we have a little look-see? Don't know is the honest answer to that question. I do not know when everything is starting again. I do know that if you want to race some F2, they will be bringing it in on a Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. So yeah, if you like that, get involved with that. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Yes, sir. It'll be fab-dabby-dozy. Talking of fan-dabby-dozy, it's not fan-dabby-dozy for Jay Hartnell. 2 seconds back, right at the back of the pack, in 15th position, behind Curry, who is 19 seconds behind Nat Packers, who just hasn't been able... clearly, this is not a track that Nat Packers is very comfortable with, nor very proficient at, because it's unusual to see Nat Packers buggering about around that kind of tail end of the top 10 and early teens. 13th place at the moment. It is 12 seconds up the road before we reach the 2 Ferraris of Pro Striker, and then 11 seconds further on the other one in Moiculi, as Moiculi are actually coming round into Sector 2. Right, looking at Grog. Grog in the Haas, a couple of corners further up the road, not too far. I'm saying not too far behind Tony, but now around Tony, because Tony clearly going slowly. And this is the face.
My dog stepped on a bee.
Who else, whenever they hear it, pulls the face, even if they're not saying it? I do. KBI Tony in 10th position now. That's a place lost. Teammate Blanks up in 8th. It's not going to be enough for Alfa Romeo to improve their lot in the Constructors' Championship. And the chance of that has gone bust. Very, very bust, with Tony now out of this race. Where is Tony? I think Tony's actually retired to the pits. So Tony is out. Just the one Alfa Romeo left on the track. That's Blanks. And the two cars that Blanks needs to beat. One is just 0.8 of a second up the road in 7th place. But the other one is hanging on in that top 3. 0.6 behind the current reigning champion, Rose. So Blanks has 0.8 to find to catch Comzar. Comzar 0.8 to find to catch Dusty Fates, the team that are going to win this Constructors' Championship. And it's going to be a double for Rose and in the Drivers' Championship, and for him in the Constructors' Championship, alongside, of course, Dusty Fates. Hit the brakes. I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Tony's out, Jizzy's out, Pink Eye's out, Rapid F1 is out. To be fair, though, I don't think it has any effect on the championship. We have a look if it has an effect on the championship. I don't think it does, to be fair, but we'll have a quick look, shall we? What page do we want? We don't want that page. We want to go here and we want to go there. So that's how the championship looks. 265 with Tongo Prof 219 makes it 217, comes on to 183. So it's 179 actually in there, makes it. So no real opportunity to get involved in there. I think that pack is going to be fine for second as well. So I suppose that's the one thing. The top 3 have nothing to race for because the places are guaranteed. That's my new single. It's coming out on the 1st of April. Off my debut album. Don't let this mofo sing on the street because people will cry. Or we might come up with a more catchy title like 21. Tyler leads the way from Rose. It is 0.3 of a second. Rose desperately wants to take a win in this final race just to demonstrate. I think actually this would put I want to have another quick look over there actually, because I think 412 points is the amount they have there, and it won't take you above 500, so it doesn't make a blind bit of difference. So, but Rose is currently chasing down Tyler. But what a performance from Rose! 15 places gained. One more will make it 16, because that's how math works. When you add one to another number, it makes the other number bigger by 1. Makes it in 3rd position. Skills Down's in 4th. Over Penis in 5th. Dusty Fates is in 6th. Comms are running in 7th place. Blanks is running in 8th. Grog running back in 9th place. 17 seconds back from the Alfa Romeo of Blanks. Moy Cully and Pro Striker, the 2 Ferraris. Gap has closed a little bit between them two, but they're still 10th and 11th. Nat Packers is not last. Curry also not last. Jay Hartnell, however, he also technically not last because Tony Jinxie, Pink Eye and Rapid F1 are last because they're lost. They're lost to this racetrack, lost to this world, lost to us forever. Rose takes the lead of this race over Tyler, and that's another Alpine going very, very slowly. That's the Alpine of Jay Hartnell going very, very slowly. And Tyler not giving this up, but Rose says thank you very much and takes the lead. But with the DRS wide open, Tyler tries under braking, and here comes Mateship as well to get involved. It's all suddenly gone off. A couple of laps left and they've decided to start having it, and Rose picks up a penalty, which means now he's got to finish 3 seconds clear of Tyler, and makes it to ensure that he wins this race. That's the job he's got to do. That's the job he was born to do. But whether he can is another matter. And while Mates is getting involved with those front 2, here comes Skills Dan, nips himself up into 3rd, says thank you very much, and gives it some beans. And this is a very, very good position for him to be in right now. So makes it drops down to 4th with over Pina 1.3 seconds behind in what is 5th position. I'm trying to find that's not what I was looking for. Wrong button. Anyway, Dusty Fakes is in 6th. So Rose and Dusty Fakes, the 2 Red Bull drivers, can, I think, breathe a sigh of relief and celebrate their awesome performances this season. Rose with the Drivers' Championship and sharing with Dusty Fakes the Constructors' Crown as well. Comzar in 7th, Blanks is in 8th, Moikulli in 9th, Pro Striker in 10th. Those 2 Ferraris still running side by side, albeit 26 or 8 seconds difference. Nat Pack has gained inexplicably on her phenomenally crap pace today. It's been shizzle, and you knows it. In 11th place, 11 seconds back in 11th place. Has 11 fingers on one hand, apparently. That bit might not be true. Yeah, I cannot confirm or deny. It's not fingers, it's toes. It's toes. Grog running in 12th place. Curry is in 13th. And Jay Hartnell in 14th place. Makes his wing broken? That's an excellent question. It certainly looks like it might be. Rear wing looks right. I can't see the front wing. It looks like, well, to be fair, that view doesn't tell you. Either way, it will show you the wing even if they don't have one. But there, it doesn't look like there is one there, but I can't really see. But there's one's intact there. But for some reason, sometimes this view doesn't necessarily demonstrate that fact. But definitely not one there. Because if you look at the car behind, you can kind of see the wing a little bit there. You see it? Can't really say the same thing from... Oh, actually, I don't know. So there's nothing in front of that wishbone. It's difficult to tell. We haven't got an alternative angle. Wait till Alpina goes straight. So you see the difference there. You can't see through the wishbone because I think that's where the wing is. See, Dusty Fakes, you can see it. It's a slightly different shape, of course. But then you can't see it on Comzar either, and that's the same car. So I'm trying to look through the wheels really and see if you can kind of tell, but you can't really. So you can't really tell from the cars whether they've got one or not. So let's say yes, it is not broken. It might be damaged a little bit, it just hasn't come off, to be fair, because everyone's starting to make moves on Makes Here. So Makes Here not got the pace they had early on. It's lap 32 of 33. Can you believe it? We've only got 1.5 laps remaining of this season. This has been an awesome season. And this has actually been my first full season with Smoking Pirellis, which I absolutely loved. It was great being involved with them at the end of the last season. And it gets better every single race. And I apologise to anyone else from any other racing series that's listening now. And I mean this in the kindest possible way. I fucking love doing Smoking Pirellis, mate. It's so cool. Mostly because they put up with a whole manner of shit that comes out of my mouth. To be fair, not more than most, but I kind of get away with it a little bit. Anyway, in other news, before we get on to the final lap, and we'll watch Rose take the championship and the win, of course. I was contacting someone about doing merch, right? And it's not something I've really considered doing because I don't think I'm in any way positioned to be asking people to spend £15 on a t-shirt with Black Flag TV written on it. But, you know, I entertained the guy because he said he'd send me some free samples. I thought he would send me free samples with my fucking logo on it, right? I've basically got a parcel today, right, with a load of random shit with other people's logos all over it. What am I supposed to do with that? I've got a water bottle that I wouldn't even use. I've got a couple of fucking hats with like some random shit written on it. So if anyone wants, I might give away some random hats with random logos on. I might contact the companies who are advertising on them and say, right, now you sent me a hat, you are officially one of my sponsors and you have to send me some money. Yeah, let's do that. So, full rundown before we get to the end. Rose from Tyler, Skills down from Overpina, Makes Here from Dusty Fakes, Comzar from Blanks. It is Pro Striker ahead of Nat Packers, who inexplicably has made her way into the top 10 by doing absolutely nothing. Grog in 11th place, Moikulli in 12th. 13th is Jay Hartnell. 14th is KVI Tony. 14th is Jay Hartnell with KVI Tony, Jizzy, Pink Eye and Rapid, all out of this race. But here is your Tier 1 champion. your Tier 1 champion and the winner here at Portimao, Rose, who has driven like a demon. Driver of the day without question, 16 places gained. Good job from Tyler coming home in second. Skills Dan comes home in third. Over Pina in fourth, makes it in fifth. Comzar is sixth, Dusty Fakes is seventh. Blanks will come home in eighth place. Pro Striker in ninth. 10th will be Nat Packers, who made it into that top 10. Of course, there's your winner. Moikuli finishes in 11th place. That's not a bad finish considering they started, they didn't even do one qualifying outlap. Grog in 12th position. Curry is 13th. Jay Hartnell is 14th. Couple of penalties to serve, which might just change the complexion of that. I doubt it much, but it might do. But there is your winner. I'm talking about Moikuli. I was looking at Moikuli and wondering how big the penalty was while I'm thinking about who's won. And it's Rose, of course, from Jamaica. That is your champion. I'm going to drag this dude and Tyler and Skills Dan are going to join me in a chat room where we're going to spend £25 a minute to talk to an old lady who's doing her ironing about what knickers she's wearing. No, not really. We can have a chat about this race, about this season, and about what their plans are for next season. Congratulations, though, to your champion, of course. I think we should get Dusty Fakes in as well, because he is one half of the Constructors' champion, of course. Matesy and Comzar do secure second in the... what's it called? The thingy. The Constructors' Championship. Because we lost KVI Tony. And Blanks couldn't do better than 8th place today. So well done, everybody. Right, I'm going to mute the microphone for a minute while I go and find some people to talk to. So while we're waiting for people to jump in for the interviews, quick rundown on the final results there. It was Rose for Red Bull that wins that race off 17th on the grid. What a finish that was. Tyler in the Alpine, Skills Dan in the Aston Martin. Overpina makes here, Comzar, Dusty Fakes. Blanks in 8th, Nat Packers in 9th in the end with those penalties served. Moikuli rounds out that top 10 in the Ferrari. Then it was Pro Striker, Grog, Curry, and then we had Jay Hartnell in 14th place, ironically with the fastest lap. Could have done that a bit earlier and you might not have been last. Then we had, did not finish from Tony Jinxie, Pink Eye and Rapid F1. And as fast as that, this season is over. So hopefully we're going to have some people jumping in to come and have a chat with us about this season.
Hello.
And we've got one already. Let me go find out who it is. Give me a sec while I mute myself so they can hear me. Hello, people. How are you? How was that? All right?
Pretty boring sitting in a human centipede.
It was. It was a human centipede of cars today. Portimao's funny like that though, because sometimes you can get some of the best races there, and other times it's a bit of a kind of procession, which I think it was a bit of today, wasn't it?
I think I had too much on my rear wing, sitting like the third car in that train.
I told you. my suicide
I
club was perfect.
Well, I had like 25 on the rear, and you had like
I had 15.
15. So there was no chance on the straight that like I was defending against you.
To be fair, there was no chance of anyone defending against him. Right, why didn't you do some proper qualifying, Rose? What's going on with that? Was it you were trying to show off or something?
I told you to be last
race,
first.
and, yeah, it was the last race, and I already won. So everyone was like, "You may as well just start last." So I was like, "All right, let's see what happens."
And
that's why I literally just did an outlap, and I was like, "All right, I need to retire."
You absolutely smashed
I just waited to finish a race this week.
Right, I'm going to ask the question because I didn't get to ask it on Tuesday, right? Now, call me cynical, but you finish as you do in that race on Tuesday, right? In those positions, and you lose constructors and drivers' championship, right? However, if you and Chuckle happen to have a coming together and you both crash out, he does get the drivers' championship, but you get the constructors. Call me a conspiracy theorist.
Oh yeah.
I think we're going to have to. I don't think we got it because teammate got reported anyway. So depending on how that comes out, which obviously I don't have anything involvement in that because he's my teammate. So depending on what Stuart say for his penalty, yeah, it could be we get it. It could be we're not. So
either you win, and it was 7 constructors championships in a row.
Well, to be fair, I think I've won 3 drivers on Tuesday in a row. So,
have you?
But the trophy's been sitting in my room for quite a while, so it's no good getting yourself one. So,
so either you get to keep it again, or your teammate gets beaten to death with it.
we need to probably come up with something in the rules, like if there is a coming together and it's a champion decider, how to go about that in the future. But you know, if it don't happen, you don't really know how to go about it.
Stripped to the waist, I reckon, like Winnie the Pooh, though. So you're wearing clothes from the waist upwards, and then you fight in the car park.
Oh wait, where's he gone?
He was laughing so much he disconnected. Dusty.
Yeah.
You're one half of the constructors champions, mate.
What?
You're one half of the constructors champions, aren't you? You're Red Bull, aren't you?
He was in Red Bull.
Oh yeah, I was using Red Bull for this race.
Oh wait, are you not a full-time Red Bull driver?
Oh, I'm just reserving for this race.
Oh yeah, but sod it. You were in the car when they won it, so you can take it. His teammate didn't bother showing up to collect the trophy, so technically it's yours.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Tyler, you led for so long, man.
Yeah, I thought I had it easy at the start. Everybody just sort of got out of my way. So I could just sort of drive off on the medium.
They weren't just getting out your way, they were disappearing back behind Rose.
On the last lap.
Oh, mate, yeah. I gave you room on the inside, but we just had a bit of coming together.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to spoil. I was only reserving anyway. I didn't really want to spoil your race too much, but you was too quick on the straight.
I thought that, mate, and I tried to keep within 3 seconds of Rose, but battling with you, it meant I couldn't do it. But to be fair, nobody can keep 3 seconds inside Rose, can they? So.
Yeah,
not when
this season.
He put it on pole, won yesterday, and got fastest lap in a realistic Williams. So
yeah, I don't know what happened to me yesterday. I was on a mad one.
He's gone prime stroll, hasn't he? So, how would you sum up the season overall? I mean, I know what Rose thinks. Rose thinks it's been an awesome season, but I mean, in general, what do you guys think? Do you think it's been one of the better seasons?
Well, I'm not going to comment on mine. I had a shit season on Tuesday. I mean, Dusty's Tuesday going over to Thursday next season. It's nice to have other drivers' feedbacks because obviously, I mean, Zach started the league quite a while ago. So,
to be fair, the racing in this league is brilliant all through the field. You've hardly got a safety car. You've hardly got incidents being reported. I've had a rubbish season personally. I've missed a few races, and I've had some results not go my way. But they're not because of contact with other drivers. It's a great race, league to racing, actually.
No, I mean, from a commentator's perspective, and I mean, as you guys know, I commentate every day of the week across 2, would be 3 games in a couple of weeks, and you know, you're one of 3 or 4 F1 leagues I've done in Tempera, but 3 I do on a regular basis. And the racing here is really, really close. I mean, there's been a couple where I think the entire grid, I can't remember where it was, a couple of weeks ago, and it was on a Thursday, the entire grid was separated by 1.1 seconds at qualifying.
I don't remember what race it was, but yeah, it was super close.
It was only a couple of weeks ago, but it was insane. Yeah, it was 1.1 seconds between first and 20th. But I mean, the race was a very different fact. You just disappeared off that road, and it was basically 19 people chasing you. But but no, it is always fair. It's always good, and you know, it's certainly quite entertaining. I'll say that, and looking forward to next season.
Well, we've got a week break, but I might do a race next week, either on a Tuesday or a Thursday. Mixed grid for whoever wants to join for a little trophy.
That might be cool, yeah. That might be cool.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind that.
That suits me, actually, because I've got such a busy week next week at work. I could do with a week off. No, but listen, guys, it's been awesome. Really, really enjoyed it. Thanks for making it so entertaining.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing the comms as well, mate.
Literally, the comms have been amazing.
I love it. I actually love it. And I'm glad I got. I mean, obviously, you know, the guys at Black Flag bought me this new computer, and the improvement has been amazing. I mean, now it's so quick. I know it's a lot clearer for you now, and I can put in your little pictures and the silly little things and all that kind of thing.
Jizzoo.
So, yeah, jizzoo. But yeah, no, I'm loving it. It's really great fun, and I wouldn't give it up for the world at the minute, to be honest. But I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks, guys. Thank you very much.
Awesome job.
All right, enjoy your break. Loads of beers.
So there we have it. That was your top 3, along with Dusty, who, by virtue of being in the Red Bull today, whether he was the Red Bull driver or not, got to jump on the podium interviews and talk about being, even if it is just for the day, a constructors champion. So yes, I'm going to echo what I just said to those guys. It's been a brilliant season. Really, really enjoyed it. It's been some really close racing, but you have to say the only real thing to talk about today is, if I can find it, there. To be fair, I knocked this up in about 20 minutes earlier. I didn't really put much work into this. But there's Rose. He's your champion. Nat Packers comes home in second. Why did she not jump in? Maybe she didn't finish in the top 3. And Tony came third in the championship. I should have got them 2 in as well. Why didn't I get them 2 in? Brains. Constructors champion Red Bull Racing. That's all done and dusted. And we can be happy that it's done. So, if you like, click the like, click the subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell. Very, very important. Contrary to what it says there, we're not doing, they're doing Evo versus WRX. I'm not. I've got something to do this evening, so I'm not doing that. But listen, thank you very much for joining me for this season. See you back next season. I've been Urban Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV with Smoking Pirellis, and see you in a couple of weeks for more. It's been emotional.